FlowChat Connector, what's up? Sean's here again, and today we're going to continue our journey on Twitter. We're walking through using our new disruptive software, FlowChat, to show you how easy it is to actually prospect on Twitter. Stay tuned. What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sean back at you here. Like I mentioned, we're going to be diving into Twitter again. So if you like Twitter, you've ever thought about Twitter, join me as I prospect live on Twitter. I put my blue blockers on so I don't get a headache looking at the screen all day. That's what these are if you're wondering what these cool glasses are. But yeah, I'm going to dive in and start prospecting on Twitter live with you guys. Please ask any questions. This is a conversation. It's not just a one-way street. I want to share the mythology or the methodology behind what I'm doing and why it works so well. And of course, if you see this software tech and you're like, oh my God, I need it in my business, please book a call with our team. Again, no obligation, no pressure here. The call is very simple. The call is just about, will FlowChat solve a problem for you? How and where are we going to use it? And what does success look like? And if we can get to the answer to those three things, then boom, we got it. But let's dive in because I think that's what everybody is waiting for. So where are we? So last time I stopped, a couple of things have changed here. So again, if you've never seen a flow before, this is a pipeline. Okay, from left to right. The objective here is to very simply drag cards left to right, right? And so what we're doing here is, if you've never seen this before, very simply, this tool allows us to import from anywhere on social. You can see all the majors here. We've got this one, this one, this one, LinkedIn. We've got, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, Discord, Slack, etc. And we can go to any one of these ones. So I'm actually on Twitter. That's what I'm playing with right now. If you have messages with people that might be a great fit for your business, well, then very simply, you can click a button and you can move all of those people into this Kanban style board, and you can keep track of them. You never let somebody slip through the cracks. And each one of these stages, like this stage here and this stage here, they all have a message, a predefined message that you can send to the prospect. So this is basically a one-way street that will continually market. And then look, invite to call. We've got call book down here. So when somebody books a call, this system actually tracks. It's the only organic system that I've ever come across, because we built it. We bought all the other ones to see what they all did, that actually tracks organic to a booked call. And it tracks an organic flow all the way to a purchase. Maybe when you're doing paid advertising on some of the other platforms, you can track like what's your cost per click, or your cost per book call, or your cost per acquisition. This right here is the same thing. We can actually track what it costs, or how much labor or effort, what the timeline is in order to actually track your organic outreach, not just paid outreach, to get the deal done. So again, we import people in from Twitter. This is what we're doing here, and we can do it from anywhere. So I mentioned the messages already. So if you have messages with people that might be a good fit here on Twitter, we can import these people right into the flow. Secondly, if somebody makes a post on Twitter, and it doesn't matter what post it is, it could be your post or your tweet, it could be somebody else's tweet, it could be a paid advertisement on Twitter. If people are reacting to that post, right? If they're putting the thumbs up or the heart or the smiley face or anything like that, we can collect all those likes with one click and turn them into leads, likes to leads immediately, right? From any post, followers list and following list, right? We can go to Twitter and find an influencer and all the people that are following that person. In an instant, we can collect all of those targeted people and move them into the flow. Also following list. So who is that person following? Typically, if you find somebody that's pretty good in the space and they're following a lot of bigger people, well, we can grab just those bigger people from their following list and move them into the system. And then of course, list members are like group members on one of the other channels, like Facebook or LinkedIn have groups as well. Twitter has lists, and so we can go into any list as long as we're a member of that list, and we can collect all of the list members at one time and move them right into the tool. What's beautiful about FlowChat is it's one of the only software tools that's compliant on all of the majors. We don't violate any terms of service or any compliance issues at all. We have our legal team looking at that daily, weekly for us and giving a report. So once we've imported a bunch of people, you can see I have 300 leads valued almost almost over 600 grand here. We're doing this pre-qualification move, the pre-qualification move. So whenever I start doing prospecting with a pipeline, I always start from making sure we have a suspect pool to pull prospects in, and then we start pre-qualifying, and then we engage with them, and then we actually start the flow. So the start of the day is always, let's load up the pre-qualified people so we have enough to work on the next day. I usually get a couple of days ahead. I like to see 25 in here. I've got 26, but in this case, I'll show you exactly how it works. It's very simple. All you do is hover over this and you look at the stage SOP and it says left click the Twitter icon. It tells you exactly what to do when the card's here. So we would left click this Twitter icon. When you click this, it goes right to the profile. And then we're going to verify a yes answer to the questions. Here's the questions. Do they have this in their job title? Have they actively posted on Twitter in the past 10 days? Do they have more than 100 tweets? Do they have more than 150 followers? Do they sell B2B? And does this person live in an English speaking country? Typically, how I dictate this one is if they're speaking English in their posts or tweets, then they're a fit. If no, we just would change the lead in to not qualified. He would come down here and mark the card as not qualified. And then we're done there. And then, of course, when yes, we just move the card to the pre-qualified stage. That's it. Very simple. Let me show you how it works in real time. So all we do is left click. And what that does is it takes us right to this guy's profile. We're not mucking around looking for it. We can see that he has well over the number of tweets that we're looking for here. We can see that he's got well over the number of followers. He tweets on building cash flow, one person, micro agency, traditional agency models broken, time for an upgrade. So I know he sells to business, business to business. He sells to agencies, and he's writing in English. So then all we have to do is check the timeline of the last post. He posted 1 hour ago. So this means he has posted within the last 10 days. This person is a perfectly qualified prospect. So then I just go back here, and all I do is I drag him along over here. Boom. And now you can see the date has appeared on his card right here. This means the next time I'm supposed to follow up. If you look at this card here on the right, it says today. Uh-oh, that means I have to do this one today. And this one means I'm overdue. I should have already done this one. Shame on me for not, right? And so we can change these dates very simply just by clicking here. We can choose whatever follow-up date that we want. It's very simple. And then we have also in the tool is a very light CRM version. So if I click on like a name of somebody like this, you can see I've got some information I can put here. We've got very robust tracking on where this person has traveled. Also, when we imported, we have the date of when we imported, where they came from, actually the exact link of where they came from. And it was from a following list of this person is what I can tell here. And then this is just some information that came from his profile. So I can see this on every single card. I know that. We also have links to all the major socials here. When we import from this place, this is the one that's going to be automatically inputted. You can always go and find this person on other channels and add those here. And when you do something like that, like if I were to put like a random Facebook profile in there, I hit save, check this out. I've now got the Facebook icon and the Facebook Messenger and the Twitter, but of course that's not his particular link, so I'm going to take that one out. So it is a way to reach the same person on multiple channels. They call conversation domination, where you're talking on all the channels. That works just as well too. Okay, so now you've seen how to pre-qualify somebody. Now we're going to do this move called the 3-2-1 done and follow sent. So what do we do? So when we have somebody sitting in the pre-qualified stage here, and we have this overdue, so we'll look at Jocelyn's card here. Well, it's overdue. So what do we do? So we hover up here and we see it says right click on the Twitter icon, left click on one of the 5 versions of our 3-2-1 done message template, click the follow button, like or react to 3 different posts, comment on 2 different posts, and then scroll to the most recent tweet and paste and send the template. Okay, so in any one of these cards, when they're in this stage, if there is a template assigned, like a pre-written message assigned to this stage or this stage or this stage, because you can assign any messages to any stage, we have the option, right? If we left click, the default message that we set up is going to be copied to our clipboard. But if we have more than one option, we can right click and check this out. As soon as this thing loads here, we've got version 1, version 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I wanted to use version 5, I would just left click here. That is now copied to my clipboard, and I'm right into Jocelyn's profile. I click on the message window here, boom, just like this. Actually, no, I don't. Hold on, let me go back. I'm doing pre-qualification. So I know she's already qualified here. And then all I'm going to do is this, right? So I like to go to, you can go to tweets and replies. You can stay with tweets. You can do whatever you like to do here. I like to, again, 3, 2, 1. So what are we doing? We're liking 3. 1, okay, 2, and then her third one down here, if we've got one, 3. I've liked 3 of her posts, and now I'm going to comment on 2 of them. So I'll just say, I agree. And all it has to do is make sense. And the reason I'm doing this is an engagement strategy specifically. There we go. So more recognition from leaders. I'll just come up here. I'll say like this. Boom. Great post. So there's 2. So now I've liked 3. I've commented on 2. And again, now I'm going to come down here to find one last post. There's one from Dean Graziosi. That's one there. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I'm actually going to go right here, click this one, and my one is I just right click and I paste. Check this out. Boom. I like the direction you're going with your account. Glad to reach out to another mover and shaker. Let's chat. Just send a follow. Boom. Hit reply. Click follow, and I'm done with that step. I can close her profile. Go back over here, and I just move the card right here to this one. Boom. Just like that. Now you see me do it. I'm going to go a little bit faster, just so you know, like that it can be done very, very quickly here. So again, I right click. And now this time I'm not going to choose number 5. I'm going to choose number 4, left click. That's copied to my clipboard. And so now I'm just going to go down and I'm going to like some of his tweets here, right? So I'll like his pinned one. That's fine. There's 1, 2, 3. Very simple. And I like to go a little bit further down here for just for fun. Stopping and stepping back is a sign of down. Fear is a sign. Okay, perfect. So this one is truth, right? So hashtag. So this is my first comment. So I just put truth in there. Reply. And then I come down a little bit more. Let's see, find another post. When you see this little icon, it means they've retweeted. But then this one here is actually him. And then I say, awesome, me too. And the beautiful thing about this is I got a question yesterday that came in and said, hey, Sean, I don't have a very big, powerful Twitter profile. And so here I'm going to do is just on this one, I'm actually just going to go right click and paste. And it says, thanks for sharing your insights. The world needs more Renos, or in this case, I can put Irma's, his profile. Yes. Let's connect in messages. Yes. Boom. And I click follows. There we go. And then I would just come back and close that. And so I had a really good question yesterday. They're like, well, Sean, I don't have, see how it says Reno on the card here? Well, his name is actually the other, let's see, what was it? Just so I know, I can go back and grab his actual name because I want to put the real name, like whatever's on his profile. It's not Reno, it's this name here. So I'll go back here. I can change the name here if I want to. Anyway, the question was if you have a very small Twitter profile. So if I want to just share my profile here, if I click on my profile, look, I only have 35 followers, like a small ass account. I've only done a couple of tweets here. I do like to tweet almost every day if I can. But at the same time, if I don't have the time, I just don't tweet. And so you can see it doesn't matter the size profile that you have, as long as it looks somewhat professional and you have a little bit of some content in here, you're set. That's all you need. So it's not like you have to build up a really massive fancy profile to use the tech. You don't. You could see my account here sucks, right? And just for a second, I'm gonna come back. Is there any questions that you have as you're watching this? I don't know. Please go ahead and just drop them here in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I can see there's no questions yet, so let's just keep on keeping on. Okay. So now we're going to dive back over into FlowChat. We're ready to go to the next step. So here we have Shane. We've now pre-qualified this person. We're going to go and do an adjust Stefan. So we'll go do this one here. So right click. Instead of choosing number 4, we're going to choose number 3. So here we go for 3. Boom, just like this. And this is the first move that I always do. I'll come through and I will put a bunch of these people. Building manly character. I like that. That's cool. We'll come back. And you see some people just retweet a lot. Retweet a lot. So I can actually just like those. And this one I'm going to leave both, which is awesome stuff. And the one thing about prospecting that most people like, there's so many stories that I can talk about, right? So, the stories that I like to share are, we've met more than just business, like clients from this tool. We've met joint venture partners. We've built relationships. We found, like our CTO came from this process. So you find bigger deals from this all the time. Why? Because it's just connection at scale, right? So there we go. Boom. Now adjust Stefan. So you've seen how to do the pre-qualification. I'm going to keep moving here. So now we're looking for people that have confirmed the following exception. And again, we just go back and look at this. Left click the Twitter icon and verify the prospects following back, then move card to the confirmed. If not following back, just like one or two more of their tweets. And then if not, we just change the date to 2 days in the future. It's very simple. So I'm going to go down to the ones that start with today. So we'll keep going here. We just want to double check. So we left click. And we see this person has not followed us. This is the second time for this guy. So in this case, I'm just going to mark this guy as unresponsive and look, he's gone. This is how you start to clear it out, right? I usually give people 3 opportunities to open up the request line. This guy also, because I did him last time, is just unresponsive. And so you'll rip through a few of these things and you'll get to a place where people are super unresponsive for you. And then you can just change them to unresponsive if they're not responding. And the way I'm checking here is the ones that are responsive will have followed me back, and there'll be a little button here that has a message that I can send them a message. So in this case, this guy, I'm actually going to go down and see if I can like maybe 1 or 2 more of his posts here. That's a retweet. Let's see here. Find one from him. Looks like he just retweets a bunch of stuff here. That one was liked. There's Josh Verco. And maybe one more here. Okay, so I've done enough. I can go back here, and then I'm just going to change his date to Monday. We'll check him again on Monday there. And then I'll come down to Kevin. Nope, Kevin hasn't either done this. Sometimes you get good days. Sometimes you get bad days. In this case, this is not the best day, but it is a day that will work, right? So we find somebody here. Oh, she still hasn't said anything to me. So she's like the 4th time that I've tried here. And so on and on and on. Here we go. So here's another one. Mindset Mastery. Let's see if they have accepted my message. Okay, there we go. Boom. They've accepted, right? So we're good there. So we're going to move this card right over here. So now we're on to the next stage. This says today. What are we doing on this stage, right? Left click the Twitter icon, click the direct message profile, send the icebreaker template, and move along, right? Now, in this case, I have a variation. I have 2 different versions. I'm testing a new message. So in this case, I want to, if I'm doing my standard icebreaker, I could just left click and that would take me to his profile. But if I right click here, you can see I've got my default, which is my left click, but then I also have these 2 assigned, which is my right click, right? And so I haven't tested any of these yet. I was going to start testing these. The one thing about this is these are very long messages. And I'm actually going to test this shorter message first. So I'm going to test version 3. So I just left click that one. And then it comes and I click on the message window here and I find it in the messages here. We'll go ahead and right click right here and paste. And then I'll just hit send. Okay, cool. So now I've sent my first message on to him. Very simple. I just come back to the platform here. And I would move this one over to this column because this is my version 2, right? If I had somebody in here and I sent my version 1 like this guy, so we're actually going to start going through all of these ones. At this stage, then we're going to see what to do here. This is where we left click the Twitter icon. If no reply, we just click direct message icon, paste the follow-up message. Or if we get a reply, we're right clicking and then we're sending the other option. So it's just one of those things where we're sending one or the other, because once we've sent an icebreaker, somebody can respond. Somebody can not respond. Those are basically the only 2 things. If they don't respond, we're going to send a 48-hour follow-up. If we do, we're going to gather a little information. So all we do here is, again, it says left click the Twitter icon, and we're going to check Jake Victor. 1 click, 2 clicks. Let's see if he replied. Everything's great on my day. How is business? He still hasn't responded. That was from Tuesday. So I could right click and I can paste. Boom. Zapping that up to the top of your feed, and I come back over here and then I just move them along and drop them right into my 48-hour follow-up. Next one, Santiago. Same thing, just come over here, right? He hasn't responded yet. Bang. Zap that one back up to the top of the feed. That's cool. Move this guy over and drop him here. So now you can start to see how quickly this tool actually works. It works all the same on all of the different platforms here. So if you get people that haven't responded yet, again, that's why we're sending these messages here. I see he hasn't responded. And this is where you start to see a little bit of speed as you're doing this process. Money loves speed, right? And when you have a system, oh, this guy does not have the ability for me to message him. So somehow he ended up in the wrong stage. So I'm just going to actually drag him back over here because he hasn't gotten the thing done yet. All right, icebreaker sent. Let's keep going. Left click. Messages. Let's see if he replied. He has not. Right click and paste. Boom, and send. And so you can start to see how this becomes very, very powerful because I'm not relying, like if I click here, check this out, and I scroll down my left feed here in the messages, I click on his messages here, you can see I've got some responses. Most people, when they do outbound in the messenger, they look for they rely on either this move right here, the unread threads, which is very risky, or they'll put it on a spreadsheet. And they put it on a spreadsheet, then what happens is they there's a lot more clicks that are involved, and it's just a spreadsheet's a tracker. It's not a fully robust, has the tracking and all the messages in here. That's why FlowChat's so powerful. So again, we'll just go back over here. I see that he hasn't responded. Boom, I'll just paste that message and hit send. Then I go back over here and I'll drag him over to the next one, right? So we'll do a couple more of these here just so you can see how quickly it moves. And once I've started to engage with some of these people, oh, this account doesn't exist. So what are we going to do here, right? Not qualified. Boom, bang. Just like that, they're gone. We move right on to the next one. Click here. We see that he hasn't responded. Paste and send. Now, I'm just sharing ones that that they haven't responded yet. Of course, we'll probably get into some that have responded. So we'll just keep going. And that's the thing, you got to dedicate at least, most business owners that I know don't prospect because they get bored of doing it, right? This is the lost art of prospecting. Prospecting is extremely valuable to any business. You cannot debate that. It's like a true statement, right? So prospecting needs to happen. And if you don't have a systematic and automatic way of doing it, then guess what? You're not going to have as much results as you probably want in your business. I know that just on, like, for example, Facebook alone, we book over 150 calls a month, almost 200 calls a month just from Facebook. And we're same with Instagram, same with Twitter. We're getting up and running here. So this is the pipeline that I'm testing. I'm doing it in front of you, which is cool. All right, so we've done a few of these now. We've got some of these follow-ups going. Let's just do a couple more here. And again, depending on the amount of time that you have, what I typically do is I will start the flow. I will always start to engage with a few new people first. I usually do because I'm limited on my time, I do 45 minutes to 1 hour a day. That's the only time I dedicate to it. It's the first thing that I do every morning. And with that said, I get my prospecting done. I book calls every single day. I'm booking calls. Like that's what's up. So if you're looking to book calls, or you're looking to get people to your website, or you're doing something like that, um, this tool becomes very, very, very powerful for anybody. You can see I've got blue cards and I've got green cards. And of course, I can change the colors here. What are the differences between the colors? Well, it's where they came from. Look, so if I click here on Tom Bilyeu, who's a big one, he's the guy who followed Dean Graziosi, right? So I went to Dean Graziosi's following list and I pulled Tom Bilyeu, which is cool. This guy here, he actually came from Josh Cousins' followers list, which is a different place. That's why I have the colors separated the way that I do. So now you've seen how to do the icebreaker to the follow-up. And now what I do at this stage is I'm actually going to go back. Let's actually let's uncover one of the things that we can do here. Is let's say you do have the unread threads and you want to deal with those. Well, I go into messages and I'm going to scroll down to my first one here. John Knotts, just the vid, right? He says, scratch that. Would you prefer I send a short vid or want to set up a quick call with the team? He said vid. Now, this is a full conversation. I was using my messages. You can see he responded, and just as it's templated, it goes through the whole thing. And now just the vid. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to go over to his call. So I've invited him to the call, but he wants to see the vid. Now, I don't have a vid option here. So if I right click, you can see I don't have a when yes to video. So I need to put a video option in here as a template. But in this case, because I've already got this conversation going, I can grab my vid. So if I go back into FlowChat, I click on my affiliate area. Check this out. I have a very robust affiliate area here. You can see I've got all these different affiliate links. This one right here, watch a short video. So I can just click this. I've got that attached to my clipboard. Now I can go back over here and say, great, great. Here's a quick 14-minute vid that will walk through exactly what the tech does. I'll connect with you in a couple days to get some feedback. If you find a great deal of interest before that, let me know and we can jump on it. And it's linked. I like to always put on the front end just HTTPS. And I also like to, when I'm doing this, drop a little hand. So now I've dropped this link. When they click it, it goes right here to our site. And then on the site, we can just click here and watch this quick video. That's a 14-minute video of which he can see. And then he can immediately book a private demo if he wants to right from the site, which is awesome. So it gives him an entry point. The secret to growing a business at scale is having multiple different entry points. So we have all these different affiliate links that I was mentioning. These are all different entry points, right? We have lots more coming, but again, we just have 4 for now. And what's cool is when he says, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I want to book a call, he'll book a call, or we'll message back in here in a couple of days. So I'm going to go back to my flow. And here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to edit this flow on the fly. So here we go. We'll come down here to where John is. Invite to call sent. We need to put a video option in here. So I think I'm actually going to store it here. So I'll go assign templates. Invite to call or invite to video, right? So I'm going to probably just click this one. Here's what's cool about this. I can say, I can change this to video. I'm going to put this as 10.1, so it's different. And then I'm actually going to go back and grab this exact message, copy that, and that's going to become my next message here. And then I just save it as a new template, and then I hit save changes. Boom. And so now I have my invite to call and my invite to video. Either one of these are set. So if I get to this place here and they say they want a video, then I can right click. And now I can just choose the video. Left click here, and you can see I'm going into this person's particular page. Click this button. And if you said, sure, I'll take a video, I can paste it. And look, there's that full message that I just typed. Very, very simple to do. But in this case, I'm not going to send that one. So are the DMs and emails creating enough business to the speed of growth that you like? We have some tech you may find extremely. The speed of growth is God's plan. Okay, so I'm going to put a fire emoji there. And then I could say something like agree. Are you into checking out some disruptive software could possibly enhance your results? And just a quick question there, right? Because the idea is whenever you're having a direct message conversation, and I think this will be valuable to do. If I come back over here to StreamYard, and I'll remove that just for a second here. Whenever and I'll kind of end it here for this one, I think is going to be good because in a direct messaging conversation, there is only 5 hinge points. The first hinge point, we got to get engagement no matter what, right? So whatever our first message goes out, we have that message to get engagement. Second hinge point is we have to take the engagement, whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter, and rotate transition the particular conversation around in a way to where we can open a window and then we can invite them to the thing that we're trying to do. In this case, I'm trying to book calls. So I'm going to have 1 or 2 messages that kind of go back in my transition phase, and then we'll invite them to a call. After we invite them to a call, the next move is they say yes, they say no, they do nothing. We'll have a response for all of those. When they say yes, we just send them the link, and then they book, and then that's it, the call to action. So it goes engage, transition, invite, and then we'll drop the link, the call to action, and then we close for the appointment. That is the 5 hinge points of every direct message in one form or another. So if you get that structure down, FlowChat becomes a super powerful tool for you in order to actually continue crushing the plan. With that said, you've just been tuned up. I hope this one was valuable for you today. If you find FlowChat a fit for you, please go ahead and book a call with us. Would love to just chat with you about our tech. It's really powerful. It's kick-ass. It might change your life, change your business. It's changed hundreds of people's lives. And with that said, that's it for the day. So until we talk again next time, I'm going to keep prospecting. You should keep prospecting. Don't forget, Thursday statistically is the best day of the month to prospect and the best day of the month to close deals. So get your butt out there, do some prospecting, go FlowChat. We will see you next time. Bye for now.